get 3 keys of powder, and I want to buy them all up front.
Don't get ahead of yourself, young blood. You ain't got the infrastructure.
This is over. This is finished. You still need me as much as I need you.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love BMF, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we're going to be talking about BMF Season 1, Episode 4. This is the recap. Now I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points in this episode. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And man, what a crazy episode, man. A crazy episode, a lot of action, and I got a feeling and this next upcoming episode is going to get even more severe when it comes to Meech and Terry and trying to move away from Pat. As y'all saw in this episode, Pat definitely has some major issues with Meech and Terry trying to move away from him. At the same time, they still have to deal with your boy Lamar. So we're definitely going to talk about this in this recap. So let's begin. What did we see? Of course, we get another flashback when your boy Meech was a teenager, and of course he is trying to impress these young ladies, but he is paying for the food with food stamps, and they like, look, we ain't going for that, man. You all broke, trying to act like you got money. And you know, I felt bad for him. At the end of the day, this is what happens. You know what I'm saying? People like to judge you based on what you're going through. Now I did appreciate your boy Pat coming and telling Meech, like, look, you ain't gotta hide who you are. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about that. You're gonna be all right. Pat took care of Meech. At the same time, we saw that Pat was taking care of other people as well in his community. At the end of the day, leaving Pat ain't as easy as it seems, because as Meech said, he ain't just their mentor. He ain't just the first person that put them on. You know what I'm saying? Their first boss. The dude is practically family. So it's kind of hard to just move away from Pat. But as you can see, man, Pat does, have love for Meech and Terry. It's just, this is business. And he ain't about to just let these dudes leave like that. He doesn't want it to happen. So as I told you guys in the past, this, journey for Meech and Terry is going to be a little bit more difficult, especially having to step away from your boy Pat. Then we get your boy Hoop. Come to find out that the product is running out. They got about 2 to 3 days tops before they run out of product. They need to go re-up, and they got to do it very fast. But the thing is, they're having issues with Pat because we already know Pat ain't trying to let them move ahead of the game. So of course, your boy Meech says, look, I will go handle Pat. I got this. I will have a conversation with him. Now, did y'all peep Meech? He is telling your girl Kato, you got to go. Like, we don't even mess with you like that. See, Meech doesn't really trust Kato. He understands that she is new still, and talking about certain things around her, he is not about to do that, which is very, very smart, especially after the things she's been doing. And like I told you guys, I can't wait till this all comes out. When it does come out about Kato giving information to Lamar, your girl Kato is definitely going to suffer some severe consequences, in my opinion. So then we get to your boy Meech. He said, you know what? I need to re-up. I'm looking to buy 3 keys right now. Up front. You ain't got to front me at all. Let's get it popping. But see, Pat, he's like, no, you don't even got the infrastructure. And deep down inside, Pat doesn't even have it. He cannot do this. And, him and Meech have some disagreements. Of course, Pat, he makes it seem like Meech is trying to play him, but Meech is just trying to do business. He is trying to expand this organization and make some money, but Pat is limiting Meech and Terry. So of course he's not able to do what he wanted to do. Meech is very pissed off. He understands, like, man, this dude is on one. And at the end of the day, we know Meech knows that Pat, what he was doing in the last episode, he was getting high off his own supply. He ain't stupid. He knows he has a weakness, and he definitely needs to step away from him because this can interfere with the business. Now, we get to your boy Rock, and Rock tells Meech, he's like, look, it doesn't even matter if the dude was getting high or not. This dude don't even get it in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And that this business is always booming, and if you need, some help, the floodgates are always open. So just hit me up when you're ready to make that move. See, this is a huge mistake on Rock on his behalf, because we know that your boy Pat is going to find out later on what Rock is trying to do. Now, Meech goes and he tells Terry that he thinks Pat is on that stuff and that we have to move. We got to go and find a new plug. It is what it is. Now, Terry, he's like, look, we can go and we can probably mess with Rock since we know him. We've been working with him or whatever. Meech is like, we should probably go and work with K9. You know, Pat ain't dealing with him, and that will probably be the safer route. Of course, Terry doesn't like this, but, you know, they're going to go with Meech's plan, and then down the line, they're going to go with Terry's plan and see how that goes. Then we get to your boy T and Lamar. They both in Foot Locker. Your boy Lamar kicking it with his crew. They in there buying some Nikes. They having a good old time, right? They see T walk in, and you already know something bad is about to happen. You already know Lamar, he's going to be on one. He's going to create a scene, which he does. They all walk up to Terry, and Lamar, for a moment, looks like he's about to probably get it cracking, but he sees that, you know, Terry is there with the family, and he kind of backs down. He's like, you know what? I'm going to give you some money. You know what I'm saying? I know these diapers, they expensive or whatever. How about I just give you some money or whatever? Throw some money straight down to his feet. Very, very disrespectful. And I know T was pissed off. I know he was pissed off. But Lamar, he is getting into all their heads. And so far, once again, Lamar is at the top of the game as far as his whole game plan on coming back and taking over. Lamar has been doing this, and so far he is not fallen down yet. And for T to be here in front of his family, you know, LaWanda was pissed off when this happened. She's like, who is this guy? Like, what's going on? And Terry, he's like, look, don't worry about none of that. We got to just get up out of here. But at the end of the day, I know your boy Terry definitely wanted to get Lamar right then and there, but he can't do that. You got to think very smartly. The last thing that you want to do is put your family at risk, because you know your boy Lamar is flat out crazy, and plus he's rolling deep with his crew. Then we get to Detective Bryant. We get back to this whole drug task force that they got set up, and it seems like a lot of the pressure about J Mo is leaning towards your boy Meech. And Detective Bryant, once again, he has to take all this pressure off of Meech. He does not want them knowing about anything Meech is doing. He is telling them Meech does not have any record. He is good. Maybe we should probably look at Lamar. He has more of a history of doing crazy things, and that's probably the route that we need to go. Now, did y'all peep? Detective Lopez, he was looking like, okay, I see what you're doing. As I told you guys, Detective Bryant's time is running out, and it seems like each and every episode that pressure is getting more and more severe for Detective Bryant, and eventually he's going to have to make a move. And as of right now, protecting Meech is very difficult for him, but he can't just walk away like your boy Meech has said. Then we get to your boy Meech and Terry. They go to this bar. They are going with Meech's game plan. Remember, Meech said, look, we need to do business with K9. Now, K9 has told him to go to this bar, and they're supposed to be meeting with Big L, and he's supposed to be in the blue shirt. The whole time, they're not even noticing that Big L is right here. This lady right here is Big L. She is scouting these guys out. Of course, Meech was kind of thirsty, and once she played him off, he walked away and said, you know what? I got some other chicks I can get at. Now, she had a conversation with T, but T kind of played her off. He did not give her the attention that she was seeking, and this made her more interested in doing business with T. We know later on in the episode, she decides to actually have that full conversation about doing business. Now, we get to your boy Lamar, and once again, this dude is on one. This dude was real petty in this scene right here, but at the end of the day, business is business. He said, you know what? You know what I'm saying? Kato done gave me the location of the food truck. She told me where the stash is at. So I'm going to come to the food trucks and I'm going to mess y'all entire business up. And Hoop is pissed off. Your boy Lamar talking about, I want a stone burger. Everybody's out there. He is getting people to ask for this burger, which we know is really the product. And the last thing that they want is everybody knowing about this. And it could possibly get them in trouble. So, of course, Hoop is like, look, we got to shut it down. We don't have a choice. We have to shut it down. We can't just have these randoms coming up here, especially people that don't know exactly what we're doing, knowing about this. And of course, the 12th Street boys, they out there just having a good time, laughing, because they know they're about to lose money, or they're about to make, Meech and Terry lose money. And this is funny to them. At the end of the day, we know Kato has set this all up by giving this information to Lamar. And as I keep telling you guys, her consequences are coming very, very soon. But as of right now, I guess she's riding in the sunset until she finally gets caught up. Now, we get to your boy, Rock. He meets up with Meech and Terry, and he tells them, look, I'm going to set up a meeting with you guys, and we're going to discuss business. He's talking about he has somebody in Florida that's in town, and that, they can possibly do business together. At the end of the day, we know Rock, he wants his own cut as well of this business transaction, and they pretty much make a deal. But the thing is, the guy that brought them in the back of this store, I told you guys this in my quick thoughts, early impressions, that store owner, he's the same store owner that we saw in the very beginning of the episode. That same store owner, in my opinion, he knows exactly who Pat is. You know what I'm saying? And, I believe he was the one that probably told Pat that his boy Rock was in the back of his store doing business with Meech and Terry, and he did not know anything about it. Now, that's just my theory, but we know Pat found out at the end of the day, and Rock paid, some very crucial consequences for his actions. Then we get to Meech's baby's mom, Lori. Your girl Soraya has entered the BMF universe. I know a lot of people have been waiting for her character to finally appear in the episode. Meech goes over there, and of course he wants to see his daughter, which we finally get to see his daughter. Everything seems good at first. Your girl Soraya, Lori in this show, she's like, look, you already know what time it is. It's time to clap these cheeks. I got my needs, and I need you to get up in this. So that's exactly what happened. Now, I know a lot of my fellas was out there talking about, man, I wish they would have showed some more of this scene or what really went down in that room. They didn't show us too much, but, we get the picture. She got her cheeks clapped, plain and simple, and she kicked your boy Meech out right after. Now, I've been broke down her character. If you guys have been following the channel, you already know about her character. She pretty much, she fell for Meech back in the day. She's in school, and now she just uses him to get her cheeks clapped, and after that, she pushes him away. You know what I'm saying? She fell for him in the past, and she only uses him for that one thing, and that's one thing only. But at the end of the day, Meech, he wants her more because she's continuing to push him away and not really want to be with him. So it's going to be a very interesting storyline between the two this season. Then we get to Pastor Swift's niece. She is a lawyer. We talked about her in the past, and she is trying to make sure that this family is able to get the most money possible. She's like, look, we're not just going to jump in and accept their, quick offer. It's best that we see their full hand and see how severe this really is in order for us to get more money down the line. And of course, as you can see, your boy Terry, his eye is not looking too good. These doctors messed up, plain and simple. Now, Charles, he doesn't trust Pastor Swift's niece at all. He doesn't want anything to do with her. And Lucille pretty much says, well, you don't want nothing to do with her because that is Pastor Swift's family, plain and simple. It ain't nothing about Terry or anything that you don't think she can do her job. It's just that you have issues with him. And once again, Lucille and Charles have an argument. And of course, Terry, he tries to break it up. She tells his dad about himself. At the end of the day, it's all over the place, man. Your boy Charles was in his feelings in this episode, man. At the end of the day, I know he wants to, fix this family, but they're going through some difficult times. But we're going to see how it's all going to play out down the line. Then we get to your boy Hoop and Kato. They're outside the food trucks. And Hoop, he was like, man, the whole crew pretty much out here. I need to go to this stash because ain't nobody guarding it. I need to make sure that we good. Kato is trying to stop him from doing it, which we already know why, because she gave up the stash house location to your boy Lamar. And we already know this is going to be a major issue. Kato giving this up, She knows it's going to be a major issue. This is why she ran back there to stop Lamar from doing what he was trying to do. And that was, eventually he was going to take out your boy Hoop. I'm glad that he was able to survive that. Then we get back to your boy Meech and Terry. They're supposed to be meeting up at this meeting that your boy Rock has set up for them with the new potential plug. But there's no plug there. They sit and wait. And of course, they end up getting a note talking about meet them back in the back garden or whatever. Now they go back there. Everything seems cool at first. In the trailer, it looked like these guys was being arrested. But apparently, they weren't being arrested. They was being kidnapped. And it really did seem like it was the boys at first, but it wasn't. And once I realized that it wasn't the boys, I was like, man, this new plug ain't playing around. They're making sure they scout these guys out and make sure they legit. I was not thinking it was your boy Pat at all. And I know Meech and Terry definitely wasn't thinking that as well. But it was. Your boy Pat ain't playing around. He said, look, y'all ain't leaving me. I know about everything that y'all doing. You can say I'm smoking my own stuff or whatever. But I'm going to make sure I check y'all when I need to check y'all and pop up when I need to pop up. Now, your boy Hoop, he goes to the stash house to check on it. And he realizes that it has been hit. They have lost everything pretty much. And now he's pissed off. And of course, as he's going in there, he is involved in the shootout. Now, your boy Hoop he's no punk. He stood his ground. He was able to land a couple shots on the person that he was in the shootout with. And it seemed like he was good, right? But then all of a sudden, your boy Lamar, he pops up. And Lamar ain't playing around. He done shot your boy Hoop, and it looked like for a second that Hoop was about to be done for. It really did. But your girl Kato, she popped up. She popped up and saved the day. But in reality, she was the one that created all these issues as it is. And we know that Hoop is going to vouch for her later on in the episode, saying that she was the one that saved him, so she did not give up the stash house. And we talked about how they pretty much made it look like it was Kato shooting at Hoop in the trailer. I told you guys in the video that I made, in these trailers, they make it seem like it is certain things. They give us different angles and make it seem like certain characters are going up against each other. At the end of the day, Kato, she is definitely somebody that needs to be neutralized, as I told you guys. And she's going to get hurt, in my opinion, when it's all said and done. Then we get back to your boy Meech and Terry. They find out that it's Pat that has kidnapped him, and he's pissed off. He's like, look, y'all think y'all just about to find a new plug and leave me? It ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? And Meech is telling him, like, look, we tried to buy product from you. You're not allowing us to get more of the product, and that's an issue, man. We trying to make this money. And Pat said, you know what? Y'all doing y'all job. You ain't got to worry about that. But Rock, you're not doing your job. And he lays Rock out. I mean, he was beating that boy down. It was almost like a scene from The Walking Dead, the way he was beating him down. It was graphic, y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It was very graphic. Pat ain't playing around. And then after he did what he did to Rock, he tells Meech and Terry, look, y'all clean it up. Now, Pat, he was not playing around. Meech and Terry, they're going to have to figure out another way to lead this dude, because he's not allowing him to just walk away like that. And as you can see right here, they have the look of fear in their eyes. They know this dude is not nothing to mess around with. And as Meech said, Pat is more than just a boss. He's more than just a mentor. He is family. Well, you're going to have to learn how to step away from family. And he's going to have to learn how to deal with Pat, because it's definitely seeming like Pat is figuring out a way to deal with y'all, right? Then we get back to Hoop. He explains to Meech that the stash has been hit. Of course, your boy Meech is pissed off, because he's like, B. Mickey, where were you at? I've been paging you, trying to call you. Where have you been? And of course, B. Mickey tells him, look, we did have issues. My mom is very sick. I didn't want to be around you knowing that we was going through what we was going through. And I was going through what I was going through with my mom's. I was not in the right state of mind. Your boy Meech don't want to hear none of that. Him and B. Mickey end up getting into a little scuffle. Of course, Meech hits him. They're very pissed off. Now, Terry and Hoop, they break all of this up. And they're like, look, who knew about the stash house? They mentioned all the people. Your boy Meech is like, well, I believe it's probably Kato. She cannot be trusted. And then this is when Hoop comes in and he's like, look, it ain't Kato. Kato was the one that saved me. There's no way it's her. And then B. Mickey, he was like, yeah, it's not Kato. Trust me. And this is when your boy Meech said, you know what? That man Lamar, he's been following us since he's been here. He cannot be trusted. We're going to have to figure out a way to deal with this. And your boy Terry is like, look, we can deal with this later. Can we just not do anything right now and just go home? I'm tired. So at the end of the day, we know that Meech is very, very aware of Kato. He does not trust her, but we know she is slipping right under the radar when it comes to getting that full proof that she did this. Man, I can't wait till they catch this girl. Then we get to your boy Detective Brian. He's having a conversation with Detective Wallace, and we know that the two used to work together. And it's quite obvious that Detective Wallace knows all about Detective Brian and what he's been up to as far as the past, I would say. Now, we know Detective Wallace, his whole crew is trying to search and find the body. I guess they heard about a floating body, and that means they're going to go down there and find it. And you already know Detective Brian, his hands were sweaty. He was like, man, this is not going to be good. Then we get to the church. Your boy Pastor Swift, he is back. He is blessing the child. The whole family in there, they having a good time. Now, while they're blessing the child, giving this child, the baptism, your boy Terry is going through, I would say, some mental issues. And to be honest, it's very understandable why he's going through this. The man's been through so much. He does not want his baby to go through what he's going through. And I believe your boy Terry was like, man, I don't even know if I can truly protect you from the things in this lifestyle that I'm going through, the dangers that it's going to bring. This is very hard. So this prayer, this blessing was definitely needed for this child, because we already know it's going to get very, very serious being a part of this drug game. Now, I really did like how they did the little transition from the water that the baby was getting baptized in, and then all of a sudden it transitioned to the water that your boy J Mo's body was in. And I'm looking like, man, is that some paint? It looked like somebody drew something. All of a sudden the body pops up. I'm looking like, oh man, I thought I was watching the episode of Tales from the Crypt. This dude J Mo's body, man, you talking about Walking Dead, boy, that man was gone. And Detective Brian, he's pissed off. He's like, man, I thought Meech told me he didn't have nothing to do with this. I thought Meech told me nothing happened to J Mo. So you already know he is thinking that Meech has done this. And the first thing that he wants to do, he wants to go question him and talk to him about what really happened to J Mo, because now he's pissed. And he does not want this coming back on him at all. Now the family, they're leaving church. Everybody's happy for the first time that I've seen in a while. And it seems like Charles is good. And all of a sudden, your boy Detective Brian, he's not wasting any time. He's with Detective Lopez, and he comes there. He's like, look, I got to talk to you, Meech, about a missing person. You're a person of interest. You want to talk to you. Of course, they don't have a warrant, so they can't just make Meech go with them. And of course, Meech, he's not about to just willingly go. He's like, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to support my brother. I ain't about to sit up here and go nowhere with y'all. And when this happens, once they end up leaving, your boy Charles was very pissed off. He went from being happy to being pissed off. He looked at the two Benzes. Of course, we know that Benz out there was Meech's and Terry's. And he's like, look, I'm good. I ain't popping up nowhere else. I'm out of here. Which once again pisses off Lucille. She's like, man, we can never just do good. It's all bad news, right? Then we get to your girl, Kato. She's in there having a good old time, looking like she about to, smoke and, dance. But Lamar, as you can see, he's in the cut, looking like Bishop off Juice. He's in the cut. And I'm looking like, man, okay, this dude about to straight up go crazy up in here. And that's exactly what he did. Now we find out more details about Lamar and Kato, and it seems like her dad, he was a soldier on the streets, and he had a lot of respect from everybody, right? And Lamar is telling her the only reason that he's not taking her out is because of the respect that he has for her pops. But if she ever raises a strap at him again, it's going to be night. So it goes to show you that he's not playing around, but whoever her dad was, he's respected in the game. And Kato tells him, don't worry about it. She just has to gain their trust. She's going to continue to try to get closer and closer. And Kato did not waste any time at all. She goes and she allows B. Mickey to finally clap those cheeks after telling him it ain't going to happen. You know what I'm saying? All that's out of the picture. See, Kato, she wants to use B. Mickey. She wants him to open up to catch feelings for her. That way, he can protect her down the line. So you can expect to see Kato and B. Mickey's relationship get a little bit stronger, but deep down inside, Kato is just using him. This is her advantage that she's going to continue to use. And it's also going to get her in trouble when it gets out. Now we get to Meech and Detective Bryant. Meech goes there. He gives Detective Bryant, some extra money for all his troubles. And Detective Bryant is pissed off. He's like, look, what's up with this dead body, J. Mo? What's going on? I cannot continue to protect you. This whole new drug task force, they watching all y'all. You know what I'm saying? They watching you, Terry, everybody. I can't continue to do this. I'm out. Of course, Meech tells him, nah, you ain't out. Not just like that, you're not. You're going to continue to work with me. You need me just as much as I need you. Now, we know in the next episode that Pat is also going to go to Detective Bryant trying to pay him off for some services. So Detective Bryant, he's stuck in this. He ain't just walking away. He can pick his job all he wants. But the streets, they have him, I would say, pulled in. He can't just step aside and think it's all going to be good. It's just not going to happen. Now we get to your boy, Lamar. And so far, as I told you guys, each and every episode, Lamar has been dominating. This game plan has worked. And he's getting closer and closer to Monique. I guess his daughter, well, so-called daughter. She is happy that he's there. And Lamar, he is telling her his version of the Three Little Pigs about how he went into the house and took everything the pigs had. And she has to tell him that's not how the story went. She says in reality, the pigs end up baking the wolf. So we already know Lamar, he is winning right now. But eventually, he gonna get cooked. Trust me. Now, your girl Monique, of course, she is happy. She's like, look, my daughter, she's really liking you. You seem like you've changed. Everything is good. Your boy Lamar, he done got her iced out, got her a necklace, feeling real good about himself. Of course, he tries to go in for a kiss. Monique kind of pushes him off like, I'm not ready yet. But Lamar is like, okay, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? No pressure. Then all of a sudden, your girl Monique rushes him. And they start making out. And then your boy Lamar, he has, I would say, completed the last step of his game plan. And that is, of course, clapping Monique's cheeks. Now I know he feels like he's at the top of the world. He's like, man, I done messed up the 50 Boys crew. I'm at the top of the 12th Street Boys. I'm feeling great. You know what I'm saying? Lamar has definitely been dominating so far, but we know it's just a matter of time before he starts to fall. Then we get to Big L. Come to find out, the lady that was in that bar was Big L the whole time. She has been, I would say, scouting Meech and Terry, following them, making sure that, they can be the right people to do business with. But she tells Terry, you are green. You are new to this, right? But I want to do business with you. And I only want to do business with you, no one else. Not your brother or anybody else, just me and you. And will that be a problem? Terry says, nah, it ain't going to be any issues with that. We good. So now we're going to see that connection between Big L and Terry and how this is going to affect their whole organization. We know at the end of the day, Terry has been trying to prove himself as far as making the right decisions within this organization. Of course, we know he is green, as she just told him in this scene. And in this episode, Meech said the same thing. He said, man, you know what I'm saying? I should never have got you into this. You know what I'm saying? You still have a lot to learn. But right now, your boy Terry has made a great move. My thing is, we know Pat, he ain't done. And when he finds out about this, he's definitely going to take out his frustrations. But this time around, hopefully Meech and Terry have a game plan for Pat, and hopefully they don't get kidnapped once again. But overall, man, this was a very good episode. A lot of action in this episode. Your boy Lamar, once again, he is executing the game plan, and it doesn't seem like he's going to fall. But you already know the history. We know eventually, you know what I'm saying, these boys are going to end up creating this legendary organization, BOMF. They're going to end up leaving Pat, doing what they need to do to expand, and they're going to have to neutralize Lamar, and they're going to have to make sure they take down Kato for being very, very disloyal. You know what I'm saying? Just a matter of time before everybody get caught slipping, especially the ones that's coming from Meech and Terry. And I cannot wait to see how it's all going to play out. We know in the episode 5 preview, things are getting very, very intense. And it seems like your boy, Lamar, he is starting to, I would say, be a little bit more aggressive to the 12th Street Boys, which in the long run, it can start to create issues within that organization. So we're definitely going to see how that's all going to play out. Now, I will be dropping the episode 5 What to Expect video for you guys tomorrow. So stay tuned for that, man. But thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all very, very soon. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.